In Court on TKO8 Television is brought to you by Campbell Bonding Company. Even the best of us make mistakes, so when trouble finds you, trust Campbell Bonding Company to help you through what can be a confusing and sometimes frightening experience. Jim, Robert, and Cole Campbell work as a family to offer your family understanding and compassion during a very difficult time. Campbell Bonding Company can help get your family back together quickly and confidentially. And in every step of the process, they're there for you. In times of trouble, let their family help your family. Campbell Bonding Company, 870-741-1138.
Boone County case CR 2016-1, State of Arkansas versus Dakota Williams.
The
court makes the finding that Mr. Williams qualifies for the services of the Public Defender's Office and will make that appointment at this time. This is for arraignment on a charge of forgery in the second degree, which is a Class C felony. How does the defendant now plead?
Wait formal reading of the charge, enter a plea of not guilty.
Plea of not guilty is noted. This matter is assigned to the Division 3 docket of Judge Putman, and the court will set him down for reappearance on January 22nd in front of Judge Putman. Are there any other matters to be brought before the court?
Your Honor, we'd like to address the issue of bond.
All right.
Dakota, can you make a $250 cash bond?
No, sir.
Your Honor, the reason I inquire is Mr. Williams just recently resolved some issues he had with the Missouri courts, and as a result of his resolution of those issues, he's been sentenced to probation, and a condition of his probation is that he attend the core program in Branson, and there's a bed waiting on him. And what I'd like to do, Judge, is I'm trying to see about getting him a conditional release to allow him to go into the core program as ordered by the Missouri court. We could prepare a waiver of extradition and allow him to go. And in my anticipation of what the court scheduling order would be, he could get into the program, get past the acute phase before he would have to return here to answer these charges. And in light of what the charges are, I would anticipate that Mr. Carter and I could reach a resolution.
This is in Judge Putman's court.
Oh. In that case, Mr. Hancock could reach a resolution with Mr. Bradford.
Judge, I really don't have a problem with that given the nature of the allegations that the state of Arkansas has filed. However, the reason Mr. Russo asked if he could make the $250 cash bond is because Mr. Williams would be in the state of Missouri, yes, I would like a waiver of extradition, but more important, I want something to guarantee that he'd be back here, and $250 cash, I think would do that and serve the interest of justice.
The problem is, Judge, my client's been incarcerated for a while now because of the Missouri charges, and he just, right at this point, just doesn't have the cash.
And doesn't have anyone who could assist him to that relatively limited degree?
Judge, I do know that his father and grandparents or grandmother lives in this county. He's been a 20-year resident of this county. I don't know if they could do a signature bond or come up with cash. I just don't know, Judge.
I'm pretty uncomfortable with a signature bond of somebody going out of state.
Well, the signature bond, Judge, would more than likely be one of the family members that actually resides here in Boone County.
At the moment, Judge Kirkpatrick has set his bond at $7,500 for the court's information. I'm willing to lower that, but I cannot agree to a signature bond with somebody being out of state.
Judge, I'd ask the court, in light of the circumstances, if the court would entertain setting his bond at $1,000 cash or professional. And that way, if he can get someone to come up with $100, potentially he could get out of jail.
120. There's the tax.
All right. Well, the court recognizes under these circumstances, normally I wouldn't do this, but I'm going to set the bond at $1,000 cash or professional bond, and that will be conditioned upon his entry into and participation in the core program and continued participation in the core program in Branson, Missouri, as a condition of, that's why this bond is being set at that relatively low level. So with that in mind, that's where the court would set bond. His next court appearance, of course, is January 22nd in front of Judge Putman, and arrangements will need to be made to attend that and get on Judge Putman's trial docket.
Judge, also a waiver of extradition.
A waiver of extradition is a part of that, too.
Dakota, your bond's been set at $1,000 cash or pro, so if you go through a bondsman, you get out for $100. You heard the judge's conditions. You've got to be at court, but you also have to be in court, back in court here in Boone County in 2 weeks. Okay.
You may be excused, sir. 2016-3, State of Arkansas versus Gregory Days. It's listed as October 31st in the file. October 31st, 2015.
And Judge, that's what I'm showing is his actual arrest date.
It's also the date of the offense. So. Court will make the appointment of the Public Defender's Office to represent Mr. Dees. Mr. Dees is also for arraignment this morning on a charge of simultaneous possession of drugs and firearms, Class Y felony, possession of a controlled substance, methamphetamine, Class D felony, drug paraphernalia, Class D felony, possession of a firearm by a certain person, Class D felony, violation of protection order, Class A misdemeanor, fictitious vehicle license, Class A misdemeanor, all charged as an habitual offender for enhancement purposes. On those charges, how does Mr. Days plead?
Waive formal reading of the charge, enter a plea of not guilty, Your Honor.
Once again, this is a case assigned to Judge Putman's docket. Court will put it down for reappearance in front of Judge Putman on January 22nd.
Judge, he also has a pending revocation, just to make the court aware, and it appears that Mr. Hancock's going to be representing him on that charge.
All right. Defendant may be excused.
Even the best of us make mistakes, so when trouble finds you, trust Campbell Bonding Company to help you through what can be a confusing and sometimes frightening experience. Jim, Robert, and Cole Campbell work as a family to offer your family understanding and compassion during a very difficult time. Campbell Bonding Company can help get your family back together quickly and confidentially. And in every step of the process, they're there for you. In times of trouble, let their family help your family. Campbell Bonding Company, 870-741-1138. Attention safe drivers, keep your vehicle safe with new tires from Worley Tire. Stop in and visit with our friendly and knowledgeable staff and get the tires that are best for your car, truck, or SUV. You can even shop with us online at WorleyTire.com. Worley Tire also features batteries, alignments, tire rotation, and repair. Visit us on the web and like us on Facebook for the latest deals and specials that can keep you and your family safe. Worley Tire, 804 East Stevenson in Harrison.
Arkansas Orthopedics and Sports Medicine now offers you 2 orthopedic surgeons, both trained in all the latest surgical techniques. Dr. Sedani and Dr. Cutler specialize in all forms of orthopedic problems and injuries, from torn rotator cuffs to joint replacement, even sprains or broken bones. Dr. Sedani and Dr. Cutler will see you quickly and with the highest standard of efficiency. The entire staff of Arkansas Orthopedics works to keep you moving. Call today for an appointment. Call Dr. Sedani and Dr. Cutler in Harrison at 741-8289.
Mobile banking puts your accounts in the palm of your hand like never before. Hi, this is Jim Fitzgerald with Community First Bank. Now you can bank on the go safely and securely no matter where you are using your cell phone. Stop by any Community First Bank location and ask how you can check your balance, transfer funds, pay bills, and more, all from the convenience of your cell phone. Community First Bank, where it's all about community. Member FDIC and equal housing lender.
Razor, Ranger, Sportsman, Ace. There's a Polaris to match your passion. Looking for a machine that works, hunts, and plays just as hard as you do? That's Ranger. Go ahead, tackle the toughest jobs, haul the biggest crews, bring home the best value. Ranger gives you the versatility to do it all.
Many things have changed over the years, and so has auto body repair. Even though Ozark Auto Body has been in business for over 30 years, they continue to change with the times. They believe protecting the environment is important and have done so by using environmentally friendly waterborne paint from PPG. This aligns with the technology used by original manufacturers and gives you a lifetime limited warranty. Quality PPG waterborne paint, ASC certified personnel, plus 24-hour towing service. Ozark Auto Body in Harrison, always taking pride in excellence.
2000 court will call 2016-4 State of Arkansas versus Bradley Cone. Mr. Cone also has what I believe is a revocation case in 2014-172.
Judge, I also informed Mr. Russo this morning that we had a file turned in again on Mr. Cone, and additional charges will be forthcoming.
I'm sorry, 2014-172 is not a revocation case. I am incorrect on that. It's a pending case. Are you saying there's another charge?
It's coming, Judge.
Pending?
That is correct.
Let's start with 2016-4. Court is making the appointment of the Public Defender's Office to represent Mr. Cohn. For arraignment in this case of on a possession of controlled substance, methamphetamine, a Class D felony, and possession of a Schedule 4 controlled substance. I believe that's intended to be Schedule 6. If in fact the charge is for marijuana, unless they've changed the schedules, I'm going to interlineate the correct Roman numeral on that. Schedule 6, controlled substance marijuana, which is a Class A misdemeanor. On those charges, how does the defendant now plead?
Not guilty. Wait formal reading of the charge, Your Honor.
Your Honor, in this particular case, the arrest date is November 21st, 2015. I'm giving Mr. Russo a copy of the discovery in this case, although Mr. Russo and I have talked and we knew this case was coming, and so he probably has most of that discovery at this point anyway.
I'm going to, on 2016-4, set it by scheduling order for trial the week of August 22nd. A pretrial will be scheduled for June 24th. And I'll set it down for reappearance on April 15th, day of reckoning for us all. And so that's where that case stands. On case 2014-172,
Judge, he is set for trial on February 22nd on that date. And in 2014-172, 2016-4, if the court would set Mr. Cohn for a reappearance on February 5th, I think we will have that last case filed. And Mr. Russo and I have discussed Mr. Cohn at length, and I suspect on February 5th we will be able to resolve it.
I'm in agreement with that, Judge. You set both those cases for reappearance on February 5th.
All right. I'm setting them both for February 5th. And we'll go ahead and enter the scheduling order in case that doesn't come to pass. But we'll set it down, both of them, for reappearance on February 5th.
Brad, you have another criminal charge coming through, but it hasn't been filed yet.
You may be excused, sir. Court will call 2015-239, State of Arkansas versus George Upton.
Judge, on Mr. Upton, Mr. Russo and I have discussed his matter, and I tried to find the appropriate officials in Kentucky. Mr. Upton has a parole revocation in Kentucky, and in Arkansas we have largely come to an agreement. However, the state of Arkansas wants to know how his parole revocation would work in the state of Kentucky. For instance, they may have flat time, or they may release him after 120 days. I don't know. That has a big impact as to how the state of Arkansas would craft a resolution to this particular case.
I would really like to resolve this case, gentlemen. We've had it set for trial, non-jury, on at least 2 occasions that the court's aware of, and for one reason or another it hasn't gone to trial. Are we really that far away from getting a resolution?
We're not, Judge, and to be honest with you, we thought we'd have it done today. This particular case, this is the new one. This isn't the one that we'd had set for trial. This one's already on a scheduling order, Judge.
No.
And matter of fact, on this 239 case, Judge, he's technically was not slated to reappear until March 4th. Your Honor, I would anticipate we could potentially resolve this next week. The only problem is next Friday, Judge, I will not be here. I'll be in a jury trial in front of Judge Putman. And unfortunately, Judge, I don't think the court has another day until the first week of February. And with the court's permission, I'd like to set both of his cases for that February 5th date, because I have no doubt Mr. Carter and I will have everything resolved by that date.
I just beg to differ, but this has been reset 7 times.
The 239?
15-3.
No, this is the, I thought we were talking about the 15-239.
We are talking about the 239. I didn't recall. I only have one file up here for whatever reason. I don't know where Mr. Upton's 2015-3 case is, but it's the one that I'm being impatient about as well. I know it's been rescheduled over and over again, but because the only file I have up here, I just had called 15-239, but
Your Honor.
Sir?
Like what Mr. Carter was talking about, whether I get out 16 months or not, that ain't going to be the situation, because I got flat time to do when I do go back down. And that's like 2020.
And George, that's what he's trying to find out before, because what he's wanting to do is give us an offer that goes along with that. But we haven't heard from Kentucky. No one has spoken with us or called us back about exactly what they're going to do with you.
Okay.
Okay.
So what's the proposal that we do at this point? We just postpone it again?
Judge, like I said, I would anticipate that if I was going to be here next Friday, we could resolve it then. I'm going to be in a jury trial, Judge. There's no doubt. So the only thing I know to do is set it for the 5th, and we'll resolve it then, both cases.
All right. Court is going to put it down for reappearance on February 5th, and I expect a resolution on that date.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You may be excused, sir.
Introducing 2 new families of ATVs from Yamaha. The all-new Grizzly and Kodiak 700. The new Grizzly offers increased power and performance to deliver more exploration and more adventure. The new Kodiak 700 features legendary Yamaha reliability for more productivity and more value. The all-new Grizzly and Kodiak 700 ATVs, all with more than ever before.
Stop and shop.
The New Year savings continue at Edwards Grocery. Check out these fantastic 2016 deals. USDA ground chuck, only $1.99 in the 10-pound tubes. Assorted bone-in chops, only $1.79 per pound. Selected varieties, Tombstone pizzas, 3 for $10. Florida Red Ripe strawberries, only $2.99 in the 1-pound package. And selected varieties, Swiss Miss hot cocoa mix, only 69 cents.
Edwards Grocery Station money.
Tundra TRD Pro powered Team Toyota to victory in the world's most grueling race in Baja. But why should they have all the fun? With available 381 horsepower V8 and the latest technology, it also powers your winning weekends. Qualified buyers get 0% APR for 60 months plus $1,500 special edition cash on a new 2016 Special Edition Tundra for a total savings over $6,300. Toyota, let's go places.
You know, we should always remember to have a working smoke detector where we sleep. Let's go, let's go. Okay, we're all safe, we're all safe. In an emergency, you need a meeting place outside the whole family can meet, so you know everyone is safe.
We moved here in June, 18 years ago, and had not been in the house more than a week, and I popped my hip out of joint. And that was my first experience. And of course, the ER saved my life. I had an aortic aneurysm, and it had leaked all night. As soon as they brought me in here, they knew exactly what it was and exactly what to do.
Well, I had some problems getting stuff done. Finally ended up at Dental Creations and was very pleased with the way everything worked out. And the lab technicians, I mean, they came out and wanted to make sure everything was looking good, and everything turned out great. If I'd have known back then what I know now, I would have went to Dental Creations first.
Dental Creations on the Square in Harrison, 870-204-6974.
When you support a locally owned pharmacy, you're contributing to the growth of the community. The dollars you spend stay right here to support our local community. Health Mart pharmacies are locally owned pharmacies. There's one right here. Health Mart pharmacists have a personal commitment to their communities because, just like you, they support their community. Health Mart pharmacies are locally owned and hometown proud. Harrison is a Health Mart town. Sam Alexander Pharmacy on the Square downtown. Health Mart, caring for you and about you.
2015-200, State of Arkansas versus Carlton Kingery. Mr. Kingery, do you have counsel?
No, sir. I've applied for the public defender's office, but I haven't heard back from them.
When did you apply?
I believe it was about 2 weeks ago. Monday, not this past Monday, but the Monday before.
Judge, our staff was at the jail last night. We had no application from them. We haven't received one to our office. As the court's seen, we've already got a stack of them from where staff was out from jail, so I don't know what the issue is with Mr. Kingery's application.
Yep. He was served with the alias warrant, according to an alias warrant was issued for him in October for these charges, and it was served on December 25th. Of this year. So he's been held since then, and this was his first court appearance. I'm just looking back when the original charges were filed in October of 2015. It doesn't appear to me that you've ever had an attorney, ever made any arrangements for an attorney at all. Is that until you filed this time?
Yes, sir. Okay. That's correct.
Judge, he was scheduled to appear for arraignment on October 23rd. He obviously did not appear. We extradited him from Nevada. So we extradited him on December 24th. So he was arrested actually on the alias warrant, or at least some sort of hold some time prior to that.
Do we know a specific date?
I don't have a specific date in front of me.
But he was not in the state until the 25th of December
that is
to be
correct.
served with the warrant. Okay.
Yes, sir. I was in Nevada from the 18th of November, 29th. And then I traveled across the country here.
All right. Well, the court's going to direct you at this time to get hold of and fill out a new application to the Public Defender's Office. Get that into somebody's hands so that it's presented to the Public Defender's Office as soon as they can have the opportunity to get back down there. On the allegations, you've never been arraigned on these allegations. The arraignment on these, the charges against you are theft of rented property. It's a Class D felony. And on those charges, how do you now plead?
I guess I plead not guilty, sir.
All right, I'm putting you down for a not guilty plea. And I'm putting you down, I'm going to direct that you reappear before this court on January 15th. That's next Friday, so that we can get you, verify that you have an attorney in place, and we'll be at that point we'll be setting this matter on a scheduling order. All right. It'll be an expedited one because of the length of time that's gone by already in this case. So we'll probably be setting it in the spring. You may be excused at this time.
Thank you.
2015-244, State of Arkansas versus Matthew Simmons. This is down to check your attorney representation status, Mr. Simmons.
Yeah.
Who represents you?
I'm in the process of trying to hire Johnny Nichols right now. He called yesterday, but I was not able to call him back.
All right. Well, your case is already scheduled at this point by a written scheduling order for May 6th, the week of May 16th, with a pretrial in April and a reappearance in March. We did that by scheduling order following your arraignment. What you need to do is go ahead and confirm who's going to represent you. If you're unsuccessful in hiring private, the court doesn't get involved in with private counsel. That's the private contract between you and the attorney. The court's not going to get involved, so it's up to you to get that done. If you're unsuccessful in acquiring an attorney, this court's going to, will make the appointment of the public defender's office. But to get that, you have to make an application. So again, it's up to you to act. So get this matter done. I'm going to put you down to reappear next Friday, the 15th. I'd like verification of your attorney status at that time. All right?
Yes, sir.
All right. You may be excused. 2015-42, State of Arkansas versus Jeremiah Lowe.
Judge, Mr. Lowe is represented by Mr. Hancock.
Your Honor, I'm here at the jail, Mr. Lowe. He'll need to be transported to trial.
It needs to be transported over?
Yes, sir.
All right. Very well. We'll see him. We'll see him over here early this afternoon.
Very well. Thank you, Your Honor.
Yep.
Will we stand aside?
You may stand aside.
Even the best of us make mistakes, so when trouble finds you, trust Campbell Bonding Company to help you through what can be a confusing and sometimes frightening experience. Jim, Robert, and Cole Campbell work as a family to offer your family understanding and compassion during a very difficult time. Campbell Bonding Company can help get your family back together quickly and confidentially. And in every step of the process, they're there for you. In times of trouble, let their family help your family. Campbell Bonding Company, 870-741-1138.
Crystal clear mountain streams, river rapids, and rolling hills with endless valleys. The beauty of the Ozarks we often take for granted. At Magnus Toyota, we never underestimate the value of our customers. As a third-generation family-owned business, Magnus Toyota has been operating here in the Ozarks for over 50 years. When we make a new deal, we make a new friend. Stop in and visit us today and see why our customers say we're the best. Magnus Toyota, your hometown Toyota dealer on Highway 65 North in Harrison.
Attention safe drivers, keep your vehicle safe with new tires from Worley Tire. Stop in and visit with our friendly and knowledgeable staff and get the tires that are best for your car, truck, or SUV. You can even shop with us online at WorleyTire.com. Worley Tire also features batteries, alignments, tire rotation, and repair. Visit us on the web and like us on Facebook for the latest deals and specials that can keep you and your family safe. Worley Tire, 804 East Stevenson in Harrison.
Technology is a living thing. It listens to us.
How may I help you?
It shows us the way. It expands our minds and gives us vision where once we had none. This is how civilization moves forward. This
is how we get coffee.
The 2016 Corolla. Technology on a whole other level.
Right now, get $1,000 customer cash, or qualified buyers get 0% APR financing for 60 months on a stylish new 2016 Corolla. Toyota, let's go places.
John was the first one to be an inpatient here, and everything was great. And I had heard some negative things about the hospital, and I'm going, what are you talking about? This hospital's great. Why would you want to travel over to Fayetteville when you have this great hospital? All the nurses, everybody, phenomenal.
When you practice your home fire drill, make sure you stay low under the smoke. Make sure you practice home fire drills with your family.
Introducing two new families of ATVs from Yamaha. The all-new Grizzly and Kodiak 700. The new Grizzly offers increased power and performance to deliver more exploration and more adventure. The new Kodiak 700 features legendary Yamaha reliability for more productivity and more value. The all-new Grizzly and Kodiak 700 ATVs, all with more than ever before.
(2015) State of Arkansas versus Marvin Shue. All right. Mr. Shue is set for jury trial February 22nd. The plea deadline date is February 19th. He's down today for pretrial. Is this matter for pretrial today? Any pretrial hearings?
None filed by the defense, Your Honor, at this point.
All right. Any other matters to come before the court?
Your Honor, the issue of bail, Mr. Shue, did you want to present any arguments about bail today, or?
Well, I would like to try to make bail, yes, make bond.
Well, we made bond. He made bond with a specific condition of bond that he have no association with a certain person, Kimberly Hudson, and the court's aware that apparently he was up at the hospital with Miss Hudson at some period, I believe last week, and so the court entered an order revoking the bond on Mr. Shue, and that's the status, because he wasn't abiding by the conditions of his release.
Judge, it's actually worse than that. When we went to pick him up on Wednesday, he was again in Ms. Hudson's company. Officer Saylor prepared a report, and I've provided a copy to Mr. Bunch.
Under what conditions am I not supposed to be around her, or for what reason? Because under the same case, hers has been dropped. So I was just, I'm not being...
Mr. Shue, perhaps you don't understand. When the court gives an order, and I did so in court last time and specifically said you were not to be in association with Miss Hudson at all. Now, it's apparent to me from the documentation that's been filed with the court that you have totally disregarded that.
Not really, sir, but that was my way of transportation to get the job and that kind of thing. And she got sick one night, and so I went and checked on her. Yes, I did do that. Her car had broken down, and I was putting an alternator on it. Other than that, I haven't really been in contact with Miss Hudson. But, I was just kind of confused why I'm not supposed to be, because no one's told me any reasons. And that's fine.
Well, Mr. Shue, if you need to have it explained to you, it's because when you've gotten in criminal trouble before, you've been in association with her. It's a specific condition because we don't want you out continuing to, on bond, continuing to commit criminal offenses. And that is the reason. Now, you may not agree with that, sir, and you can shake your head all you want. That's the reason. You wanted an explanation? I just gave it to you. And so at this point, I'll hear argument for reestablishing bond, but as far as I'm concerned, you violated the specific conditions of the bond that I gave you and continue to do so. So that's the status on that, and your bond for now is revoked.
Judge, if the court wants an argument very briefly, he didn't appear in court on December 4th. He was arrested. We agreed, and the bondsman agreed to stay on the bond, and we released him. Didn't cost him a dime. There was just the one condition added, no association with Kim Hudson. The court gave him a huge break with regard to releasing him under those conditions, because he had told the court he'd called the clerk and was given the wrong court date or something, even though the court pointed out, I told you what your court date was in open court. So by him taking advantage of the court and the state's good graces to allow him to be released, he's basically thumbed his nose at the court, and that's the position the state has.
No, I've ruled on this. At this time, Mr. Shue is incarcerated. The court will consider reestablishing a bond when a proposal is made. So that's the ruling of the court.
Your Honor, could this matter be reset for next Friday? Give me a chance to go out and visit with Mr. Shue.
All right, we'll take it up. I'll set it for reappearance on January 15th.
Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Shue, I'll be out to visit with you next week.
You may be excused, sir. 2015-164, State of Arkansas versus Chad Suttereth.
Judge, in this case, I'm preparing an order, and that's going to resolve the case.
All right.
Judge, I think the court's made a determination, and the only thing left at this point is just, are you going to draft 2 orders?
2 orders.
There's just going to be 2 orders. One's going to be with the court's formal opinion on the suppression issue, and the other one's going to be to null pros the case.
All right. All right.
Chad, the case being dismissed.
All right. You may be excused.
I'm so happy after being in the order I was in. I didn't know how that was going to go coming after the last. Nice tie, Chris.
2000 from the revocation list, we have 2010-9 State of Arkansas versus Darrell Kolb. Court is making the Court is making the appointment of the Public Defender's Office to represent Mr. Kolb. This is a first appearance on a petition to revoke. Petition to revoke appears to have originally been filed in April of 2014. It alleges violation of the conditions involving residents and traveled, in that it alleges that on April 1st of 2014 it was discovered that Mr. Kolb had moved and not informed the supervising officer of his new address. It also alleges that on March 20th of 2014 Mr. Kolb failed to report to his supervising officer for his regular probation visit. It further alleges that on April 2nd of 2014 Mr. Kolb was in arrears on his restitution obligations by over $4,000. Next, also violated the condition regarding the payment of fines and costs, in that he was in arrears on those amounts as well. All of those are grounds for revocation stated in the petition that was filed, resulting in the warrant being issued. On those allegations, how does Mr. Kolb now plead?
Not true, Your Honor.
I'm noting a plea of not true. Mr. Hancock will be representing him as this case is on the Judge Putman's docket. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. I'm going to set it down in front of Judge Putman on January 22nd.
Your Honor, I'd like to address the issue of
All right.
Your Honor, Mr. Kolb's employed. He works for Campbell Logging out of Western Grove, and he still has the job. He's given us a good address out of Marble Falls. His mom and dad live in the county. He's been a 15-year resident of the county, and we'd ask that a reasonable bond be set in this matter, Your Honor.
Your Honor, a couple things. Number one is the bench warrant says delivery of controlled substance, meth, class Y felony. Actually, pursuant to the plea, that was reduced to a possession charge. However, this petition to revoke suspended sentence has been outstanding since April of 2014. So that leads the state to believe that for at least the last 19 months he has been out of contact with his probation and parole officer. Judge Putman set this case as no bond, and Judge Putman and obviously this court, all of us are familiar with Mr. Kolb. I would say, Your Honor, based upon those circumstances, that no bond is reasonable, and the issue could be addressed with Judge Putman next week.
A week after next.
Week after next.
Well, what concerns the court is that part of the grounds for the revocation are that he absconded from probation supervision, which the court always finds a little bit ridiculous. The person's given the opportunity to come out of a case without having to go to the penitentiary. It would seem to me that merely reporting and keeping the probation officer informed of his whereabouts is a fairly simple thing. And furthermore, as pointed out, as we're talking about something like 21 months or something of being out now. In any case, well, the court is going to set bond. I'll set it at $25,000 cash or professional bond. And he's to be in court on January 22nd.
Thank you, Your Honor.
When you support a locally owned pharmacy, you're contributing to the growth of the community. The dollars you spend stay right here to support our local community. Health Mart pharmacies are locally owned pharmacies. There's one right here. Health Mart pharmacists have a personal commitment to their communities because, just like you, they support their community. Health Mart pharmacies are locally owned and hometown proud. Harrison is a Health Mart town. Sam Alexander Pharmacy on the square downtown. Health Mart, caring for you and about you.
The New Year savings continue at Edwards Grocery. Check out these fantastic 2016 deals. USDA ground chuck, only $1.99 of the 10-pound tubes. Assorted bone-in chops, only $1.79 per pound. Selected varieties, Tombstone pizzas, 3 for $10. Florida Red Ripe strawberries, only $2.99 of the 1-pound package. And selected varieties, Swiss Miss hot cocoa mix, only 69 cents.
Edwards Grocery, save your money.
Tundra TRD Pro powered Team Toyota to victory in the world's most grueling race in Baja. But why should they have all the fun? With available 381 horsepower V8 and the latest technology, it also powers your winning weekends. Qualified buyers get 0% APR for 60 months plus $1,500 special edition cash on a new 2016 Special Edition Tundra for a total savings over $6,300. Toyota, let's go places.
Razor, Ranger, Sportsman, Ace. There's a Polaris to match your passion. Confident, comfortable, capable. That's Ace. With a solo cockpit, automotive controls, independent suspension, all-wheel drive, and up to 45 horses of fuel-injected power. Calling it revolutionary would be an understatement.
There are many ways to prepare for retirement, and how you plan for your retirement years takes solid planning. Community First Bank is here to help. With IRAs, CDs, money market accounts, and many other investment options, Community First Bank could hold the key to unlocking your financial future. Stop by and visit with one of our retirement specialists at one of our convenient locations, and let us help you decide which option is best for you. Community First Bank, member FDIC and equal housing lender.
Many things have changed over the years, and so has auto body repair. Even though Ozark Auto Body has been in business for over 30 years, they continue to change with the times. They believe protecting the environment is important and have done so by using environmentally friendly waterborne paint from PPG. This aligns with the technology used by original manufacturers and gives you a lifetime limited warranty. Quality PPG waterborne paint, ASC certified personnel, plus 24-hour towing service. Ozark Auto Body in Harrison, always taking pride in excellence.
Being self-employed, their hours fit my timing perfectly. They work to my convenience. I went in on a Thursday, and by the following Wednesday, I had my teeth. Dr. McCaskey treated me with great respect. We got along great, even though we're both short, but it was a fun time. I went to them and they fixed all my problems.
Dental Creations on the Square in Harrison, 870-204-6974.
2013-170, State of Arkansas versus Tyler Walters.
Your Honor, Mr. Walters' case, instead of a hearing, it's my understanding we were going to have him screened for drug court. I don't believe that the screening has taken place yet. I believe he had appeared before the court with me on back in December, I believe December 4th, and in light of his screening status, Your Honor, I don't believe we have any action taken today. Hopefully we'll have the screening back and have a drug court meeting before the February court date. I'd ask that this matter be set over to that February court date, and we'll waive the 60-day hearing requirement so we can get the screening done, Judge.
Court notes the waiver of the 60-day requirement. We'll set it for reappearance on February 5th.
Tyler, the screener hasn't been out to see you yet, have they?
No.
Okay. That should happen here pretty quick.
Okay.
Okay.
Just to get a reputation, I think it's targeted. Is there any way to have a OR out, or not OR, but like a signature board or something, so I can get back to work a little bit?
Now it's after the screening.
Okay.
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 All right, you may be excused. Next, I'm calling 2015-253, State of Arkansas versus Ronda Turner. Thank you.
And the next date for Mrs. Turner?
October 21st, 2015. Court is making the appointment of the Public Defender's Office to represent Ms. Turner. Court, on the charges, which are possession of a controlled substance, oxycodone, Class D felony, possession of a controlled substance, alprazolam, Class A misdemeanor, DWI drugs, unclassified misdemeanor, careless or prohibited driving, a violation, and operating a motor vehicle without insurance, a separate violation. On those charges, how does the defendant now plead?
Waive formal reading of the charge under a plea of not guilty, Your Honor.
Plea of not guilty is noted. The case is on Judge Putman's docket, and I'm saying it for reappearance on January 22nd to get on his scheduling order. Any other matters to take up today?
No, Your Honor.
All right. Ms. Turner, you may be excused.
In Court on TKO8 Television is brought to you by Campbell Bonding Company. Even the best of us make mistakes, so when trouble finds you, trust Campbell Bonding Company to help you through what can be a confusing and sometimes frightening experience. Jim, Robert, and Cole Campbell work as a family to offer your family understanding and compassion during a very difficult time. Campbell Bonding Company can help get your family back together quickly and confidentially. And in every step of the process, they're there for you. In times of trouble, let their family help your family. Campbell Bonding Company, 870-741-1138.
Local television worth watching. KTKO Channel 8, Harrison.